I am going to call the July 21st, 2025 meeting to school board, let me try that again. July 21st, 2025 U-46 school board meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Ms. Kerr.
Here.
Ms. Khan.
Here.
Ms. Martin.
Here.
Ms. Nolan.
Here.
Ms. Schwartz.
Here.
Ms. Thomas.
Here.
President Owens.
Yes, here. Haven't done this in 5 weeks. May I have a motion to move into closed session to discuss individual student disciplinary matters, pending probable or imminent litigation, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as an independent contractor in a park, recreational, or educational setting, or specific volunteers of the public or legal counsel for the public body, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the school board, the setting of a price for the sale or lease of real property owned by the school board, an internal audit, control weakness, identification of potential fraud risk areas, known or suspected frauds and fraud interviews, collective negotiating matters between the school board and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees, review of closed session minutes, and individual student matters.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Kerr.
Yes.
Ms. Khan.
Yes.
Ms. Martin.
Yes.
Ms. Nolan.
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz.
Yes.
Ms. Thomas.
Yes.
President Owens.
Yes.
We're in closed session at 5:01 p.m.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am going to call our first board meeting in the U-46 Welcome Center back to order at 7:04 p.m. If I could have everybody please stand as you're say. Thank you, everyone. The first item, plan report, Johnson.
Thank you, President Owens. This evening, we have the 2025-2026 School Improvement Plans update. Brian Tennyson, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, and Matt Ramondi, Director of Assessment and Accountability, will provide the Board of Education with an update on the 2025-2026 school.
There it goes. All right. I think I'm just going to leave it here if you can hear me. All right.
Good evening, members of the board. Thank you for having us tonight. We're going to give you an update on our school improvement plans for the 2025-2026 school year, and also an update as it relates to our schools in targeted and comprehensive status.
All right, we want to emphasize that the school improvement plans, while encompassing in its impact the entirety of the intention and the details of our strategic plan that we've recently committed to, we're going to emphasize its connection tonight, specifically to goals 1, 2, and 3.
So our schools that are in comprehensive and targeted status do have some extra requirements to ensure that they get the state grant. So first, these schools are in their status for 4 years. They also have to have custom goals that are aligned to their identified student groups. Then they also have to have budgets that are directly aligned to those school improvement plans. And every year those plans are approved by the school board and also by the state board. And by aligning our budgets and our plans to specifically goal 1, building early academic and social emotional foundations, goal 2, safety, sense of belonging and inclusion, and goal 3, academic growth and mastery, it does help keep all of that work in line. This slide shows a summary of the schools and where they are in that 4-year cycle. So this year we do not have any schools in year 4, so all of our schools are going to continue on in this year unless new schools are identified in October.
So we do have a updated SIP plan, or the school improvement plan, and we wanted to make sure that we connected it to the strategic plan. So as we pointed out, this is aligned to the building early academic, social emotional learning, the safety and sense of belonging, academic growth and mastery and instructional vision. And that what we did in terms of trying to support schools through this process is that we created a rubric of expectations in order to be able to support school leaders and to calibrate across the entire district what it is that we thought a school improvement plan needed to include. We also provided complete examples so that there was a model that school leaders could use with their SIP team and SILT teams, and we also provided a menu of high-impact instructional practices so that we could emphasize the impact that a school improvement plan is about improving adult practice that ultimately then impacts student learning.
So here we're going to show a few slides of our example school improvement plans. And this one has a SMART goal for numeracy. We did have similar SMART goals for literacy and also for conditions. And then the second box 2 is student impact. This is something that the schools could monitor on a quarterly basis to see if they're on track for that year-end goal. And then box 4 focuses on priority teaching practices. So as we just heard how we added this menu of high impact teaching practices, this is where the schools could directly put the practices that they're going to focus on, as the main purpose of a school improvement plan is to change the adult practices in the building.
This next slide, while not specifically new to schools, is new in that the 45-day plan overview describes the expected rollout of focus for the entire year. And it emphasizes the growth in high-impact instructional practices. Again, we're specifically identifying that this is very much included in our Goal 1, Goal 2, and Goal 3 of academic growth and mastery in order to be able to specifically speak to what it is that we're looking for, but also be able to start to identify measurements of accountability. In this next slide, this is where we start to see where data is then put into the plan itself, and that through monthly monitoring, we will also be able to have them collect the data on a different sheet, but we'll also have them track progress as to on track or off track, and then also to provide an explanation in order for their SIP teams to be able to have voice in this process.
And this slide shows a overview of the schools that are in status and what they're using those supplementary funds for. As you can see, the vast majority of the funds, well over half, is for the staff to implement the school improvement plan. It is to have those staff do extra hours outside of work, extra days in summer, to do that extra work and attend extra professional learning sessions. And there is a little bit of work still in there with some learning partners. They're all state approved, and that's really to build those skills within the schools so they can become sustainable. So right now, current actions that we're doing to address some of our disproportionalities, our executive directors are meeting with principals on a regular basis to develop action plans to address those gaps. We also provide reflection data templates, and those are provided by the assessment office to support those planning meetings. And we have new curriculum, resources, and assessments that are aligned to the state assessments that are going to be fully implemented this school year.
And then our next steps is basically we wanted to emphasize that we have monthly, quarterly, and annual monitoring systems put into place so that we could monitor along the way and then do the classic beginning of year, middle of year, end of year reflections, as well as compare the annual monitoring metrics in order to ensure that not only are we progressing, but we've seen that progression along the way. And we will take questions.
Thank you for the presentation and for all of the attachments. Do board members have any questions? Dawn?
Thank you for the presentation. I have one small question. So on the very last slide, it mentions that it's for the application for the Title I Section 1003A grant funding. For this grant, is this one that comes from the federal and filters through the state, or do we get the funding directly from the Fed?
This one is from the state.
It is from the state. Okay, good, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Sue?
So will these plans be modified as the year goes on, something may need to be tweaked, or they notice something's not working, so they'll be live SIP plans, in other words?
Right, I very much appreciate that. Yes, while we accept the plan and submit it as is, they are expected to be reflected upon along the way as in a sense, a continuous improvement plan.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? Okay, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, and the next presentation?
Our next update is the facility planning update. Brian Lindholm, Chief of Staff, and Dr. Ann Williams, Deputy Superintendent of Operations, will present to the Board of Education an update on facility planning.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Thank you for another opportunity to provide the Board of Education with an update on our facilities work. Tonight's presentation is organized into two sections: construction updates and sustainability features, each reflecting key milestones in our Unite U-46 facilities projects. We will begin with construction updates highlighting our progress at 4 priority sites: Hawk Hollow, Kenyon Woods, Kimball, and the new middle school to be built in Elgin. Then I will turn it over to Mr. Lindholm to speak about sustainability features, including stormwater detention, geothermal, and solar. Before we get into those updates, though, we'd like to kick it off with a video produced by our extraordinary communication and community relations team that highlights the significant progress made at the 4 sites I will provide updates on later. So as you can see, we've been very busy. Okay, our first update tonight is on the Hawk Hollow Middle School project in Bartlett. As we head into the final stretch of the conversion of Hawk Hollow from an elementary school to a middle school, the building is buzzing with activity every day. While construction crews are wrapping up the finishing touches, our district teams have already started to move in, setting up new furniture, delivering equipment, and arranging classrooms. Inside, the learning stair now has its final railings and seating installed, and the stage lights, as you can see in the picture on your far left in the cafetorium, are up and running. We're also testing and certifying all of the low voltage systems like internet, phones, and security in close partnership with our staff. Outside, the main entrance canopy, shown in the top middle photo, has received new lights and sleek metal panels. Landscaping has started as well, as you'll see on the next slide, including prep work for planting greenery and laying down pavers. Once the final site work is done, we'll install the building's new signage. The image in the upper middle shows reused brick pavers, a nod to the school's legacy as an elementary school. Also, you see exterior photos on the left upper side and center of the screen showing the new entrance canopy and landscaping prep underway, adding curb appeal and creating a welcoming outdoor area. Inside, the gymnasium is finished and ready on the right, offering a bright, spacious environment for athletics and physical education. You also see the two-sided stage, which connects to the cafetorium with adjacent learning spaces, allowing for flexible use during performances, presentations, and large gatherings. The image of the flexible classroom in the top left corner space shows the bright, clean layout being prepped with furniture and equipment. These spaces are designed to support collaboration, movement, and hands-on learning, consistent with our vision for 21st century instruction. Lastly, we're excited to invite everyone out to the Hawk Hollow Middle School ribbon cutting, which is scheduled for Wednesday, July 30th at 5:30 p.m. The event will take place at the new site located at 235 Jacaranda Drive in Bartlett, and this celebration marks a major milestone in the launch of our state-of-the-art learning spaces for our middle school students. Now let's take a peek at Kenyon Woods Middle School project in South Elgin. As you can see in the aerial photo, the Kenyon Woods addition is progressing rapidly. The first layer of the roof is nearly complete, and we're on track to have it dried in by the end of the week. This is an important step. It allows interior trades like mechanical, plumbing, and electrical to begin work inside a protected environment. Also, we're pleased to report that we've completed the planned ComEd power transfer. So the addition now has permanent power, and we won't need to interrupt instruction during the school year to address that. You'll also notice how the exterior brickwork mirrors the original building, the design intentionally blending the new construction into the existing school. Here, you see the interior masonry walls and door frames are going up, bringing the outlines of classrooms, offices, and collaboration spaces into view. These photos show that the addition is really starting to take shape from the inside. The steel framework you see in these images forms the backbone of our future learning spaces. And once the roof is fully sealed, overhead systems like piping, ductwork, and electrical lines will move in right behind. Over the next few weeks, expect more roofing, masonry, and interior trade work as the project continues full speed ahead. Now let's take a peek at our most complex project, Kimball Middle School. Kimball Middle School continues to be our most challenging and logistically complex project as we carefully navigate managing construction around ongoing instruction. Every phase is being coordinated to minimize disruption to students and staff, ensuring learning continues safely and smoothly. On the left here, you can see the results of the demolition of the existing stairwell and concrete slab, part of the interior reconfiguration efforts. And on the right, work is underway in Area B's foundation, laying the groundwork for new learning and support spaces. Here on the left, you see demolition work has also taken place in Area E, where crews have removed existing structures to support a completely reconfigured interior layout. This phase is essential to align the space with the school's updated instructional design and improved circulation plan. On the right, we're seeing significant progress in the administrative wing, which is being built within the footprint of the former auditorium. That space was taken offline during spring break, and we expect the administrative staff to begin moving into this area very soon, with cleaning crews coming in late this week to finish up. This will allow construction efforts to shift to other priority zones within the building. Now let's take a look at our new middle school in Elgin. Following approval of the mass grading permit from the City of Elgin, our construction team has been actively on site for just over 2 weeks. In that time, we've made significant progress with topsoil stripping, shaping, and compacting the building pad, as well as installing temporary drainage to support the earthwork. The top image on this slide here shows the view of the new middle school site from Hilltop Elementary, which sits just next to the site. The bottom images show ongoing site development, including major grading and building pad preparation. Work is also advancing on key elements of the site's sustainability infrastructure, which Mr. Lindholm will get into in just a few moments. While recent rain caused a slight slowdown, crews were far enough along that we were able to stay on schedule overall. And we're expecting the stormwater retention systems to actually go live next week, which will allow us to hold more water on the site and to release it slowly in the newly created detention areas. This will help address some of the long-standing draining issues in the Chapel Creek community, even though that community is just outside of our project. I'm also very pleased to report that we are on track to begin foundation work this Wednesday, a full week ahead of schedule, which marks the start of vertical construction on this site. Lastly, before I turn it over to Mr. Lindholm to highlight the exciting sustainability features incorporated into some of our projects, I'd like to leave you with something to look forward to. We'll be kicking off a school naming campaign for this site in August. This is a unique opportunity for our community to leave a lasting mark, to help shape the identity and spirit of the school that will serve generations of students to come. We cannot wait to hear your ideas, your stories, and your nominations as we work together to give this new school a name that reflects our values, our future, and our pride. So stay tuned. Your voice will help define what the school stands for.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. So as we continue to advance our Unite U-46 initiative, we're committed to building sustainable, future-ready schools that serve both our students and our communities. Tonight, I'll provide a brief overview of the 3 critical infrastructure components integrated into our new construction projects: stormwater detention, geothermal heating and cooling, and solar energy systems. These investments are not only environmentally responsible, they are fiscally strategic. Each of these systems reduces our long-term operational costs, enhances our energy efficiencies, and aligns with our district values around environmental stewardship and equity. As we design and construct new building environments, we are ensuring that our infrastructure supports healthy, resilient campuses for decades to come. So let's begin with stormwater detention, which is essential to both our site safety as well as regulatory compliance. So as you may have seen in the earlier time-lapse video from the site work being done at Kimball, we've installed a large underground stormwater detention system, which is known as a storm trap. This system functions as a vault beneath the surface that temporarily holds stormwater and slowly releases it into the sewer system at a controlled rate. This approach helps mitigate flooding, protects the surrounding infrastructure, and supports the district's long-term goals for sustainability and climate resilience. The design, including the size of the vault and its release rate, is based on engineering calculations that will meet the City of Elgin Stormwater Ordinance requirements. Looking ahead, a much larger storm trap, over 3 times the number of cubic feet, will be installed at the site of the new middle school on Rorson Road, further reinforcing our commitment to smart, sustainable development. Next, geothermal heating and cooling. As we shared in a previous update, we are moving forward with the installation of geothermal systems to provide heating and cooling at several of our Unite U-46 sites, including the new middle school and the new elementary school being planned in Elgin, as well as at Century Oaks Elementary and Glenbrook Elementary as part of their renovations and additions. Geothermal systems are highly energy efficient and take advantage of the consistent temperatures underground to regulate indoor climate. These systems work by circulating water through a closed-loop network of underground piping and the building's HVAC system. Inside the building, heat pumps use a refrigerant system to exchange energy with the circulating water. In the heating season, the heat pump draws warmth from the ground to heat the building, and in the cooling season, the process is reversed. The heat pump extracts heat from the building and transfers it into the ground. The earth acts as a natural thermal battery, storing excess heat in the summer and making it available for recovery in the winter. This technology not only reduces our energy consumption and utility costs over time, it also supports our commitment to environmental stewardship and long-term operational sustainability. And finally, solar energy systems. Last month we shared that we're exploring solar panel integration into the design of our new elementary school in Elgin at the former David C. Cook site. While it is true that some federal incentives are being phased out under the Big Beautiful Bill, Illinois continues to offer strong state-level programs, making solar a viable and a valuable option that many school districts are including in their building designs. As shown in the draft image on the right, the sawtooth roof design that honors the site's history would also create ideal south-facing surfaces for solar panels, which would maximize our sun exposure. Solar panels can offset as much as 60 to 90% of a school's electricity costs, as well as reduce carbon emissions. The payback is typically 6 to 10 years, with benefits lasting 25 years or more. Solar could also bring educational value with real-time energy monitoring and integration into STEM coursework to promote energy literacy and environmental responsibility. We're continuing to explore this option as part of the final design and funding plan for this project, and we will bring additional updates as we move forward. And that concludes tonight's presentation. Next month, we will share more detailed updates on the work being done at Century Oaks and Glenbrook Elementaries. And are there any questions at this time?
Thank you for the presentation. Do board members have questions? No, Sue?
Great presentation. One question about geothermal, which I must admit I don't know much about. Is any location adaptable to geothermal, or does it have to have certain characteristics? In other words, if you decide to build a school here, would you be able to do geothermal? Or do you have to have certain, does the ground have to be a certain way?
We have teams come out who take boring samples to make sure that, so you do have to have a geothermal like boring field set up to go ahead, and it ends up being quite a few that you bury deep into the ground to allow this sort of system to operate. On top of that, could end up being a parking lot. It could be, we've seen schools who do soccer fields on top of it and things because it's so far like underneath. But they do have to take some initial samples to make sure that they're going to be able to, that it's going to be able to serve the function of sort of
So it has to
monitoring
have certain characteristics to be able to do this?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our agenda is comments from the audience.
Thank you, President Owens. This evening we do have public comments. So coming forward is Brenda Gomez to provide the overview. Oh, sorry. Video.
Good evening. We are now opening the public comment portion of the Board of Education meeting. Those who completed a request to speak card will be called to provide comments in the order in which the cards were received. Online participants have been provided meeting access via Zoom. Written comments emailed to board@u-46.org have been posted to the agenda for public viewing. To ensure that all comments are heard, speakers must comply with the following procedures. Individual comments are less than 3 minutes, and comments may not mention the name or personal information of any student other than the speaker's own child. Please note that while board members listen to speakers, they do not respond to comments or answer questions. Thank you. Buenas noches. Damos inicio a la sección de comentarios públicos de la reunión de la Junta Educativa. A los asistentes que completaron un formulario de solicitud para hacer un comentario se les llamará por orden de llegada. A los participantes en línea se les proporciona acceso a la reunión a través de Zoom. Los comentarios enviados por correo electrónico a board@u-46.org se han publicado en la agenda de la Junta. Para que todos los comentarios sean escuchados, los oradores deben de cumplir con los siguientes procedimientos. Los comentarios individuales deben de durar menos de 3 minutos y los comentarios no pueden mencionar el nombre ni la información personal de ningún estudiante que no sea el de su hijo. Los miembros de la Junta escuchan a los oradores, pero no responden a los comentarios ni a las preguntas. Si necesita interpretación, por favor indíquelo antes de hacer su comentario público. Gracias.
Our first speaker this evening is Lori Estanislao. And Lori, please say your name again for me so I make sure I get that correct next time.
Estanislao. Good evening. Oh, this is so nice to be here in this beautiful facility and being able to speak to you tonight. My name is Lori Estanislao. I am a transition paraeducator at South Elgin High School and the Professional Development Chair for our union, DUYA. Tonight, I'd like to share an experience with you this summer at extended school year at Streamwood High School. Day in and day out in our schools, we are with our students. We are supporting. Our focus is on their needs and their educational goals. I had an opportunity to observe my fellow paraeducators, many I have never met before. My observation was during arrival, dismissal, and in the hallways. What stood out to me was their relationship with students. Many they have never met for the first time. Their kindness, their dedication, their adaptability, humor, and professionalism was evident. They rallied around each other to support students. During challenging situations, they are kind and understanding. I'm sharing this with you because of being part of the team that plans and provides for our colleagues. I don't always see the outcomes. I read the evaluations, I analyze the data, hear from those who will share their experiences. But what I don't often see is how their learning impacts students. Having this opportunity was a blessing and a snapshot that I will carry with me as we go into our upcoming school year, planning professional development. I would wholeheartedly like to thank President Owens and the rest of the board, Dr. Johnson and all her team, and especially Heather Fellows, her team, for the collaboration and investment in professional learning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Jose Perez.
Good evening. My name is Jose Perez. I'm a graduate of Streamwood High School and current employee and DUYA member. I wanted to actually talk to you guys as an individual and talk a bit about my experience here at U-46 as a student and how I got here. As a 5-year-old, you always want to be a couple things, right? You want to be an astronaut, you want to be a magician, heck, you even want to be a doctor, lawyer, astronaut, right? However, as a 5-year-old, I already knew what I wanted to be like. I wanted to be a school worker. Why? Well, she's actually right here, Miss Ramirez. She's the homeschool liaison from Ridge Circle, and she has always been there from the very beginning. She was always the first person that I got to see. She was always the first person that gave me a big smile coming into the office when I was always late. And throughout the years, you know, she always was the person that was able to get me into a pretty good mood, especially when there was things going on at home. And, you know, as a 24-year-old now, I get to work with her at Ridge Circle, so a full life, you know, turnaround. And so I had the opportunity to work with her as a paraeducator, and I'm slowly reaching my goal to become a teacher. Because of her dedication and dedication of others, I now understand the importance of always coming to work and impacting the students I encounter the same way that Ms. Ramirez did. and honestly, countless other paraeducators. These people right here that you see, a lot of them have actually been here when I was in middle school and basically throughout my entire high school journey and just in the district, right? So all the other countless paraeducators I have met and students have impacted me. I'm able to do the same thing and move it forward. So I just wanted to share that little experience and just let you know how happy I am to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the comments. The next item on our agenda is other business board member and superintendent update. And I'm just going to real quickly, as we start into this section of the agenda, again, welcome everybody to our brand new facility here at the U-46 Welcome Center. It's great to have a nice crowd here because it really illustrates the fact that we can comfortably support now a lot of people engaging with board meetings where we couldn't do that at our previous facility. So welcome to everybody, and I want to give a big shout out to, and I'm not going to mention names because I'll miss somebody, but to everybody who has played a part in getting us to this point of making the move over here, of making sure that the board members, that administration has the tools and the things that we need to effectively conduct a meeting, especially to Dr. Johnson and the cabinet team for making sure that we have what we need for listening to our feedback as we went through a test run. Thank you for getting us to this point. We really appreciate it. Board members have anything else to add or anything else to share? Anyone? Nope. Dr. Johnson?
So I will echo so many of your comments, President Owens. A tremendous thank you to our extensive team who really supported this transition. It is absolutely a beautiful space. It is truly welcoming. I, for one, so appreciate all of the photos and the representation of the school district. I think it serves as a wonderful reminder of our purpose and why we're here and what we're all here to do. And so thank you so much to the Board of Education, your leadership and your support for these types of updates to all of our facilities to support programming and engagement with our community. And thank you to our operations team, of course. While I'm in the process of that, we have, as you get updates regularly, some very exciting, like large scale projects. But we have projects happening at absolutely every building already throughout the summer on an ongoing regular basis. So a tremendous thank you to our operations team for the work they are doing. They are working 24 hours a day, whether it's a big project or a small project, which might be new carpet, paint, new tile, landscaping. We love seeing all of the photos, but really thank you to them for this extensive work that they take on every summer once we clear out. It's awesome. We're excited to see the first day of school, which will be here 3 weeks from now. Today we'll be celebrating the completion. I know. 3 weeks? I know, right? You can hardly sleep, right? The enthusiasm. I have a couple at home, one who's super excited and one who's not. So that's just how they are. But thank you to our operations team. And that work is happening everywhere. Transportation is busily preparing and getting ready to transport all of our students. I know they'll be out with their test runs before we see you again, making sure we've got everything routed. Clearly, our support team members here tonight are already participating and planning professional learning and excited about those opportunities, along with our teaching staff, our administrators. I know that I am probably leaving out a group. Food service never takes a rest, right? But I just appreciate it because while our students aren't here and they might be really enjoying summer recess, some of them somewhere, we have so many extensive team members that summer is a very different experience for them. And so on behalf of administration, thank you so much for that tireless effort to flip for the new school year, which is here in 3 weeks.
I just actually wanted to add, I look out here and see all of you wonderful paras, and I'm just reminded of how much you've impacted my own family with all of the love that you showed my particular guy. And I know you do that for all of our students, so thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, next item is FOIA request, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you, President Owens. This evening, we have 10 Freedom of Information Act requests that are available on the public domain of board docs, and later this week, they will be moved as well to the school district U-46 website.
Thank you. And the next item is consent agenda.
This evening on consent agenda, we have personnel report and workers' compensation cases. Minutes of board meeting, April 28th, 2025. Termination of Rosalind M. Cobbs, Admin Assistant, AS Equity Innovations. Termination of Antonia Hernandez Colleen, Driver, Route. Termination of Lindette Moore, Driver's Assistant. Resolution for the disposal of surplus personal property, cafeteria tables. Resolution for the disposal of surplus personal property, career and technical education. Bid plant operations, herbicide and fertilizer treatments. Bid plant operations, Larson Middle School domestic pipe insulation, project number 508-25. Bid procurement, athletic trainer provider. Bid procurement, Liberty Elementary School library furniture. Bid operations, Unite U-46 new middle school in Elgin. Proposal, information services, ViewSonic interactive displays, commercial displays, mobile stands and licenses. Contract renewal, plant operations, Brightly Incorporated Asset Essentials Core Pro software. Occupancy permit 6, Hawk Hollow Middle School addition and renovation permit number 31-1352. Larson Middle School air-cooled chillers permit 31-1453. Nature Ridge Elementary School air-cooled chillers permit number 31-1455. Oak Hill Elementary School air-cooled chillers permit 31-1456. Ridge Circle Elementary School air-cooled chillers permit 31-1457. Sunnydale Elementary School air-cooled chillers permit number 31-1458.
Are there any items that board members would like removed from the consent agenda? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as read into the record?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Kerr?
Yes.
Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Nolan?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
President Owens?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next item is discussion action, Dr. Johnson.
Our first item is itemized bills for July 21st, 2025. Robin Cornelison, Executive Director of Financial Services, will respond to questions from the Board of Education regarding the attached bills. Administration recommends the Board of Education approve the list of bills in the amount of $57,061,370.91.
May I have a motion to approve the list of bills in the amount of $57,061,370.91?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Kerr?
Yes.
Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Nolan?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
President Owens?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Our next item is a resolution to approve the 2025-2026 tentative budget and set public hearing. Dr. Ann Williams, Deputy Superintendent of Operations, and Robin Cornelison, Executive Director of Financial Services, will present an overview of the tentative budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year and the supporting resolution. On or before August 9th, 2025, the tentative budget will be made available for public inspection, and a public notice will be published in a newspaper of general circulation. The resolution presented tonight requests approval of the budget in tentative form and addresses the requirement regarding the notice of the public hearing. This timeline fulfills all Illinois school code requirements. Administration will be available to respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends adoption of the resolution to approve 2025-2026 tentative budget and set public hearing.
Okay, before we have the presentation, I'm going to read the motion into the record. May I have a motion to adopt the resolution to approve the 2025-2026 tentative budget and set the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
And I'll turn it over to you, Dr. Williams, for the presentation.
Thank you, President Owens. As you may recall, the FY26 tentative budget was developed prior to the approval of what is now known as the Big Beautiful Bill, as well as the funding freeze. As a reminder, the total revenues for the tentative budget are $909 million. Total expenditures are $957 million. We do have a planned deficit as it relates to capital projects, but there will be changes between now and the final budget that we propose to you in September. As it relates to our capital projects, while everything remains on track, we are closely monitoring potential increases in construction costs due to tariffs on materials such as steel, aluminum, and electronic components. We are also monitoring indirect pressure on the Illinois state budget that may come from the loss of federal funds for state level programs. As we continue to modify the budget over the next five weeks, roughly, as we continue to monitor the budget, we will make adjustments and we will bring additional updates to you during the August meeting. But I do want to take a final moment to thank the Board of Education, because due to your financial stewardship over the past few years, the district is able to maintain all of the programs planned in the tentative budget, regardless of what happens at the federal level with the federal grant funds that we are closely monitoring. Be happy to address any questions that you might have at this time.
Thank you. Do board members have questions? Dawn?
So I just want to thank our team for staying on top of all the changes that are happening at the Fed and state level. There is a lot of noise in the media and social media, and I think people sometimes miss the fact that this is going to affect real students in their communities. So just thank you to everyone on the team that's trying to get their hands around the numbers and continually updating us so that we can serve our students.
Thank you.
Anyone else? And I'll reiterate, I appreciate the constant focus on doing what is best for our students and what their needs are. So I appreciate that, and thank the team for, I know the work that is ahead of you over the next few weeks as we settle on the final budget, but thank you for the work.
Thank you all.
We can take a vote to approve the resolution.
Ms. Kerr?
Yes.
Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Nolan?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
President Owens?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Our next item is a bid procurement, Hawk Hollow Middle School Library Collection. Coming forward to join Robin Cornelissen is Denise Smith, Procurement Coordinator, to present the attached proposal summary and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends award to the lowest responsible bidder, Follett Content Solutions LLC, in the amount of $77,160.03, and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the Capital Projects Fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
May I have a motion to award the bid to the lowest responsible bidder, Follett Content Solutions LLC, in the amount of $77,160.03, and approval for authorization for district administration to execute related documents.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions for the presenters, Sue?
So these are physical books? Will the students also have access to ebooks? Is that a different thing, or do we have something that the district as a whole gets the ebooks?
That is included in the complete specification for these books.
Okay. Thank you.
Any additional questions? Okay, roll call please.
Ms. Kerr?
Yes.
Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Nolan?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
President Owens?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Our next item is a contract renewal from Specialized Student Services for Student Read 180. Amanda Leatherby, Director of Specialized Student Services, and Dr. Christopher Sanzeri, Assistant Director of Specialized Student Services, will present the attached proposal summary and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract renewal with Houghton Mifflin Harcourt in the amount of $192,037.12, and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the Education Fund. The Cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
May I have a motion to approve the contract renewal with Houghton Mifflin Harcourt in the amount of $192,037.12 and approve district administration to execute related documents?
So
So-
moved.
Second.
Board members have any questions? Roll call, please.
Ms. Kerr?
Yes.
Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Nolan?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
President Owens?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is other business, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you, President Owens. This evening, we have a graduation requirements update. Lella Meistorovich, Deputy Superintendent of Instruction, and Michelle Chapman, Director of Post-Secondary Success, will present the graduation requirements update and respond to questions from the Board of Education.
Good evening. I am here to share some updates to our graduation requirements. The purpose of these updates is to align the U-46 graduation requirements with the Illinois School Code graduation requirements. We have 3 updates tonight. The first update is math. Our current language states that students must have 3 years of math to graduate. That includes Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. The Illinois School Code language requires students to have 3 years of math in high school, which includes Algebra 1, or Integrated Equivalent, and a course with geometry content. For the class of 2030, our current 8th grade students, the mathematics requirement will be 3 years of math in grades 9 through 12, including the completion of Algebra 1 and Geometry, or the Integrated Equivalence. This slide illustrates what math course options a student would have if they took Algebra 1 their freshman year. Our math department will bring forward these potential changes later this year. For our freshmen, we would add an Honors Algebra 1 course and Twilight Geometry Bridge. We would continue to offer geometry and Honors Geometry to our sophomores. Junior year, students could take Algebra 2, Honors and Regular, or a new intermediate algebra course that would be aligned to our ACT or SAT. For senior year, we will streamline our offerings to align with our student needs. This is another illustration showing all the math courses available to our students. Students who take algebra or geometry in middle school will continue to have math course options to meet their post-secondary needs. The next update to our graduation requirements is in science. Our current language requires 1 year of biology and 1 year of physical science. The Illinois School Code language requires 2 years of laboratory science. For the class of 2030, the U-46 science requirement will change to 2 years of a laboratory science. We will continue to recommend that our students take biology as freshmen and chemistry or physical science as sophomores. Our last graduation requirement change is in physical education. Currently, we require 7 semesters of physical education to graduate, and this part of the requirement will not change. What will change is that beginning in the 2026-27 school year, driver's education will become a credit-bearing course and will count as 1 semester of physical education for students who choose to take the course. Thank you.
Do board members have questions? Shonda?
Thank you for the presentation. I wanted to go back to the slide, I think slides 2 and 5. So you mentioned that for middle school, they'll still get the credit for algebra and geometry if they, if they get the grades both semesters. But then they'll still have to take 3 years of math in 9 through 12. So for students in, say, the accelerated math program, as they're going on, they'll still have to take 3 years of math regardless of where they are for 9 through 12.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Dawn?
So I'm going to start with staying on the math slide.
Okay.
So the intermediate algebra, which I understand we're not presenting that
Yes.
tonight, but my question is, so if a student takes, and this is slide 5, that intermediate algebra course instead of algebra 2, it looks like what they can take after that is limited to the DC General Math and the AP Comp Sci. Is that correct?
And the transition to college algebra on the bottom and transition
Okay.
to qualitative literature, or qualitative. Quantitative. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
It's okay. So then, if a student was, what's the transition to CA that's, I'm sorry,
Transition to college algebra.
college algebra?
So those
Okay.
are our partnership courses that we have with LG Community College. So depending on which course a student takes, and
Okay.
if they get a C or better, they can automatically go to ECC into credit-bearing math courses.
So if a student, and this is just after having kids have done the SAT and like the math portion being really difficult because you take certain math classes and then you kind of forget. So if a student took the intermediate algebra, which is, intended to kind of align with some of the testing prep, could they then still take Algebra 2 and take like an AP Pre-Calc or something of that nature if they wanted to get one of those AP courses in?
They could.
Is that an option? Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? I have one quick question on slide 6. So our current language is biology and 1 year of physical science. The updated language is the 2 years of laboratory science. Is there a requirement at the state level for which, because you had Illinois language for the math, but for the science you didn't
Right.
include the current language for
The language is just 2 years of laboratory science.
That's all it, okay.
That's all it says.
Okay. And so through the course selection, when students are in 8th grade, that'll still be the recommendation, is that they start with biology
Yes.
and continue with chemistry
Yes.
or another science? Okay.
Yes.
Is it, and refresh my memory, taking chemistry in high school is a prerequisite to take biology? Or like for physics, is there a prerequisite for chemistry?
No.
Those are all independent
Right.
classes? Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any additional questions? Dawn?
So then one last question. The change of driver's ed to being a credit-bearing course, and are we looking at possibly expanding the amount of driver's ed we are able to offer? I know it's very popular and more students wish they could take it.
Yeah, we continue to evaluate how many students we have that are interested in the course and then look at our staffing based on that.
Thanks.
Sue?
And following up on that question, I know a lot of students take driver's ed over the summer. Does that mean they would be getting a PE credit?
Yes, they would get a PE credit, but every semester that they're enrolled in high school, you have to be enrolled in PE. So
unless you-
probably they wouldn't be doing it in
Okay,
the summer.
all right, so they could end up with 9 PE credits.
Yes, yes.
Any follow-up questions? Okay, thank you. Okay, next item?
Our next item is the May financial report. Robin Cornelison, Executive Director of Financial Services, will review the attached financial report and respond to questions from the Board of Education.
Good evening, Dr. Johnson and the Board of Education. Tonight I'd like to present the May 2025 financial statements. In May, School District U-46 posted a monthly deficit of approximately $26.4 million, bringing the total fund balance to $765.7 million. Despite the deficit spend for this month, the district remains in a strong financial position with 356 days of cash on hand and over $846 million in combined cash and investments. The amount owed by the state to the district decreased month over month to $940,822, indicating a continued timeliness of state payments. A little bit about our revenue. The May revenues were about $46.2 million, increasing year-to-date revenue to approximately $683.1 million, or 83.3% of our annual non-financing budget. In June, we historically received 22% of our revenue from the property taxes that we'll start to get from Kane and DuPage counties. Local revenue reached $320.6 million, or 77.7% of the budget, mainly driven by property tax collection and investment income. State revenue added $27 million in May, totaling $295.1 million, or 87.9%. Federal revenue totaled nearly $2 million, reaching 92.5%, continuing a strong trend of our timely federal reimbursements. On the expenditure side, in May, we totaled approximately $72.6 million, pushing our year-to-date total to approximately $709.7 million, or 82.8% of our budget. A couple highlights is that our salaries have slightly exceeded the annual budget at 100.3%, while benefits remain below budget at 91.6%. For FY25, the district transitioned to a more detailed position-level salary budgeting approach. At the time the budget was developed in June 2024, staffing projections assumed 4,945 full-time employees. However, by the end of June 2025, we had actual staffing in those same categories at 5,098. That was an increase of 153 positions. This increase reflects successful efforts to fill long-standing vacancies, supported by strong collective bargaining agreements and the district's growing reputation as an employer committed to equity and opportunity for all students through our mission of all means all. We will continue to review the salary and benefits as we finalize the FY26 budget to ensure what we are presenting is in line with our available positions. Our capital outlay rose to $38.8 million, reflecting our facility and infrastructure projects. We do anticipate this to increase in June as the summer projects start to ramp up. For our liquidity, as of May 31st, the district held cash and money market balances at $392.4 million, investments at $454.1 million, for a total of $846.5 million, supporting long-term financial stability. Year over year, we are consistent as our U-46 strong revenue performance, disciplined expenditure management, and robust cash reserves keep the district in excellent fiscal health heading into the final month of the fiscal year.
Thank you for the presentation. Do board members have questions? Okay, thank you. Okay, that brings us to work session, Dr. Jensen.
This evening, we have the 2026-2027 Board of Education meeting schedule. Tricia Olson, Chief Legal Officer, will present the 2026-2027 Board of Education meeting schedule.
I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have to the document that is attached to board materials.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you for putting that together. It's very helpful to have this calendar a full year in advance or more than a year in advance, so thank you for the work it takes to put that together. That moves us to work session resolutions, Dr. Johnson.
Our first item is a resolution approving surety bond of treasurer. Dr. Ann Williams, Deputy Superintendent of Operations, and Robin Corneliuson, Executive Director of Financial Services, will present the attached resolution approving surety bond of treasurer. Administration recommends the Board of Education adopt the resolution.
Do board members have any questions? Thank you. Thank you.
Our next resolution is for the disposal of surplus personal property, preschool furniture. Katie Cox, Director of Early Learner Initiatives, will review the attached resolution and will respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends the Board of Education approve the resolution for the disposal of surplus personal property.
Do board members have any questions? Thank you. Next item is work session bids and proposals, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you. Our first item is a bid for Assessment and Accountability and Student Success Fall Practice ACT. Brian Tennyson, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, and David Bell, Coordinator of Assessment and Accountability, will present the attached proposal summary and will respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends award to the lowest responsible bidder, Progress Learning LLC, in the amount of $104,000 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Dawn?
So, looking at the bid costs, I guess I'm just kind of thrown off by, how ACT Corp, like this is their product and they're like 8 times the price. Was there like a difference between what they were providing that they're 8 times the lowest bid? And do we have any concerns on what the lowest bid is in the product they're providing? It's just such a big difference.
Right, I don't have any concerns. I mean, the difference is brand name and it's their product.
That's fair. I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure.
no,
It was a very wide range.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any additional questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item is a bid for Plant Operations High School Auditorium Wireless Intercom System. Sheila Downs, Assistant Superintendent of Operations, and Ashley McCaney, Assistant Director of Operations and Maintenance, will present the attached proposal summary and will respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends award to the lowest responsible bidder, Sound Productions, in the amount of $85,115.52 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the Operations and Maintenance Fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Our next item is a proposal, Information Services Copiers. Jim Wolf, Director of Information Services, will present the attached proposal summary and will respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the proposal from Proven IT Incorporated in the amount of $237,625.80 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 through 2029-2030 fiscal years.
Do board members have any questions? Thank you.
Our next item is a proposal from the Office of Teaching and Learning, NCTM 2025 Annual Meeting and Exposition. Brian Tennyson, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, will present the attached proposal summary and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the proposal from NCTM 2025 Annual Meeting and Exposition in the amount of $46,683 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Thank you. And that brings us to work session contracts over $35,000. Dr. Johnson.
Thank you, President Owens. Our first contract, Specialized Student Services, AMN Healthcare Incorporated, Related Services and Behavior Support Team. Amanda Leatherby, Director of Specialized Student Services, and Dr. Christopher Sanzeri, Assistant Director of Specialized Student Services, will present the attached proposal and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract with AMN Healthcare Incorporated not to exceed the amount of $2,108,096 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Kate?
I think this is just kind of a general question for all of these set up. Are we behind on services for any of our students? Do we owe compensatory services?
For the most part, we should be caught up with compensatory services. I think there's a little bit from the ESY session for speech and language, but otherwise we should be caught up as at the end of the year.
Okay,
Good
thanks.
question.
Any additional questions? Next item.
Our next item is a contract renewal, Specialized Student Services, Psychologist Services. Amanda Leatherby and Dr. Christopher Sanzari remain to present the attached proposal and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract renewal with Reber Consulting LLC not to exceed the amount of $80,000 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Next item.
Continuing with our Specialized Student Services team, we have a contract renewal for Specialized Student Services Speech and Language Therapy Services. Our team remains to present the attached proposal and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract with the listed vendors in the amount not to exceed $3,084,840 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. I'm going to read each of the vendors and the amount into the record. AHS Staffing, $277,200. Bilingual Speech Solutions, $344,520. Communicate Therapy LLC, $138,600. Cheryl Lipke Hoyka, $108,240. Quantum Speech and Language Services LLC, $135,960. Epic Special Education Staffing, $252,120. Catherine Burgess KB Bilingual Services, $151,800. Maria T. Rodriguez, $132,000. Salient Health LLC, $545,160. The Stepping Stones Group LLC, $739,200. Tanama Speech and Language LLC, $151,800. Therapy Care, $108,240. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Okay, next item.
Next is a contract renewal for Specialized Student Services, Easter Seals Metropolitan Chicago. Again, our team remains at the dais to present the attached proposal summary and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract renewal with Easter Seals Metropolitan Chicago in the amount of $344,819.20 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Thank you.
Our next item is a contract renewal for assessment, accountability, and student success, school climate and culture training. Brian Tennyson, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, and Matt Raimondi, Director of Assessment and Accountability and Student Success, will present the attached proposal and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract renewal with the Flippin Group LLC in the amount of $52,150 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? Sue?
Just some clarification. So the proposal mentions Coleman and Parkwood, and that how successful they were, but you also attached our contracts for Oak Hill, McKinley, and Huff. So are they new to the program? Is Coleman and Parkwood just renewing theirs, or?
Yep, so yeah, that's exactly it. So the two schools are renewing it, and then we have some other schools that are adding on.
Okay, because it looks like it really worked well at the schools that used it, so.
Yeah, they had a really high growth on their sense of belonging survey, so it was great to see.
And do schools, I know when I've actually read some of the SIP reports, and a couple of them, schools were struggling with school environment. Has that been something that they've been, suggested that they might try?
Well, right now we're sticking with the schools that are in status because they have the budget to support it.
Okay.
But if, there are results that are positive, that's something that we'll look into further.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Our next item is a contract renewal, curriculum and instruction, K-12 Science and Planetarium, Pearson. Celia Banks, Director of Curriculum Instruction, and Deborah McMullen, Coordinator of K-12 Science and Planetarium, will present the attached proposal and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract renewal with Pearson in the amount of $153,000 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Do board members have any questions? No? Okay, thank you.
And next, contract renewal, information services, Infinite Campus Student Information System. Jim Wolf, Director of Information Services, will present the attached proposal and respond to questions from the Board of Education. Administration recommends approval of the contract renewal with Computer Information Concepts, CIC, in the amount of $1,231,340 and requests authorization for district administration to execute related documents. This expenditure will be charged to the education fund. The cost is included in the budget for the 2025-2026 through 2027-2028 fiscal years.
Do board members have any questions? Thank you. That being the last item on our agenda, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Kerr?
Yes.
Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Nolan?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
President Owens?
Yes.
We are adjourned at 8:20 p.m.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.